Hello everyone, and in today's tutorial I would like to show you how you can use repeating groups on Bubble. As you know, repeating groups is the functionality which lets you to create an element with established structure only once, and then you can repeat that element as many times as you need. Usually, repeating groups are used in order to create a marketplace or e-commerce store. But in today's tutorial, I would like to show you how you can use repeating group functionality in order to create these beautiful small groups which have an information of the number, company logo, and the number of subscribers. I think we will spend at least half of our lesson today to build styling for our groups. And we also use wrapped horizontal functionality today. So let's get started. Let's jump in to our Bubbles editor, and here I have already a group. Inside this group element, I'm going to put a repeating group. This is my repeating group, and I'll also send the data there. Going to be job roles, and let's say it's going to be do search for and job roles. So I already prepared a data type for this lesson, and I'll show you a little bit, but there is nothing specific inside my data type. So in today's tutorial we're going to use the following data. Company name is going to be a text. A description number 2 is going to be a text as well. Logo, this is an image, and the number of followers, which is text. Why text? Because I'm storing inside this element the number and I'll show you in a moment. This not only a number, I send the data right there, so 340k. So I can use the number type without letter K. So but I decides to place in that way. So let's come back on our main page, and I would like to I will change the max width to 400 as well, and the min height is going to be 300. So we have a repeating group here. Let's refresh the page and have a look what we have. Currently we have nothing. Why? So because I removed the standard styling for the repeating group. The standard styling is the also have the borders and the inner lines. I can bring it back, and in order to show you how it would like with the styling, and let's edit a style. Oh no, it's not necessary. We can just change the style to repeating group tag, or we can make it we can edit a style. Let's say it's going to be solid, and the background not changeable, then solid as well. So let's come back and refresh the page. So this is the usual approach when you place the repeating group with the standard styling. Usually the repeating group going to have the outer lines and inner lines and borders as well. So in our case we don't need all of these lines, so we need to make them invisible, right? Okay, so let's move back to edit style and then remove all the borders. Okay, now we don't have any borders inside, and the next step I would like to make is so as you can see here that I have like round corners around my group card, and it is not possible to create working directly with the cell of a repeating group. In order to make that kind of styling, we need to place inside of cell a group. Okay, it's going to be a group, and this is going to be a group element, and let's create styling right away, and it's going to be a group, repeating group, let's say first first layer, right? Okay. So let's a little bit styling here. I would like to add a solid roundness 22, let's say, with going to be 2 pixels and a black color, right? Okay. And we need to add a shadow. It's going to be an outset 5 horizontal, vertical, let's say 2, right? And 2, and the color is going to be black. So now we have what we have 0. As you can see on the right side, our right side of our group is snapped really too close to our repeating group's border. In order to avoid this, so because you see that our shadow is cutted, right? So I would like to add let's say I'm going to add on the right side a little bit of margin, and now it's great. Let's come back, and now I would like to add so I would like to put our shadow a little bit lower. Okay, you see it's much better, right? And I also would like to add a condition right away, and when this group is hovered, okay, I would like to make some styling. I will change some styling, right? So here I have border styles change 5500, okay, and going to be when this group is hovered, I'm going to border styles solid background style. Okay, once again, and there's going to be a shadow styling. Sorry, I need to change the shadow styling. It's going to be a shadow style, and it's going to be an outset, and of course going to be an outset, and I would like to change the horizontal offset. Horizontal offset is going to be 5 to, let's say, 2. Okay, let's refresh the page and have a look what we have. I'm going to use the little bit different style compared to these cards. Okay, so the shadow is jumping in right inside. We can change another offset. We can change a vertical offset, a vertical alignment, and let's say the vertical offset is going to be 2 as well. Let's refresh. Okay, and now we see that our shadow is hiding when we move our mouse over the group. Okay, now it's good, and let's pass the data from our database. So in order to do that, as you know, all the data is when you're working with the repeating group, you are sending the data from one group to another group, so it's kind of chain of inheritance of the data, right? And in my case, so I send the data from my data type I just recently showed you, and I have a group. This is the main group element, right? And I would like to change a layout. So I'd like to change a height, and I would like to change a width. Okay, and now you see that our elements they are too close to each other. In order to change it, we can change it 2 ways, using two settings. We can let me think. What we can do now currently, we can change we can change min height, let's say 500, right? And now it's great. But in the moment it's fine, but a little bit later we'll change it because we need to bring all our design to be shown like here, right? Okay, so now we have a cards, and as you can see that on the left side we have a like group of element with the image, and on the right side we have another group with the content, with text content, and with number of subscribers. So in order to do that, we're going to place the two groups inside our main group. But before do that, I'm going to send the data from my data type to the to my current group. Okay, and also I'll change it. So I need to change the layout. The layout is going to be a row, of course, and then I'll place a group, and then I place another group. So there are two groups inside, and I'm going to change width to the same height as my main group. Going to be 74 pixels. Going to be sorry, height is going to be 74. Okay, so okay, now this is going to be a group left element image. Okay, now we're going to send an image element inside of my group, right? And the background, an image. Our image is a dynamic element, and it's going to be the parent, and it's going to be logo. Okay, and I'll change the size of my logo right away. I'm going to change it to, let's say, okay, 50. So and the alignment right in the middle. Okay, and I'll also add a little margin on the left side. Okay, let's refresh the page. Okay, the page is refreshing, and we need to wait a little bit. Okay, and okay, let's come back to our main to our loaded page. I'll click on it. It will be refreshed in a second. Okay, and okay, so now I have a repeating group, and inside of my repeating group is the image element inside, right? You see here. Okay, we will change the styling like here a little bit later. Okay, so now I would like to place some text inside of my repeating group. So I'm going to place two elements with the text inside, and also I would like to place a group element. It's going to be group element, and inside of this group element is going to be an icon, right? And it's going to be a text. Okay, so this is my let me send the data. This element type, that don't forget about data, is going to be job roles, and it's going to be parent groups job roles. Okay, great. So now we sent all the data we need. Now insert the data. It's going to be the parent groups job roles, and it's going to be title. Okay, it's going to be name of our company. I will change. I'm going to change description. There's going to be description, right? Okay, great. Okay, So now what we have the name of our job, right? So, but I would like to add another concept. It's going to be a dynamic data, and to be a parent element, and it's going to be a company, right? This is my company name, okay? And let's refresh the page. Okay, now we have a group element with the some data inside. Is going to be a name of the company, and this is the position inside of this company. I'll change my elements. I'll make this element previous, okay, and I would like to change a little bit styling. So now we have you see the difference, right? Let's change it a little bit. I'm going to change I'll put the font elements. Font are going to be intertide, and 500 of medium going to be a line spacing going to be a 1, in order to make it a little bit closer to each other. Going to be 1, and this is also will be intertide. Intertide. There's going to be an intertide 1 and 20. Yeah, okay. And now we need to add an element with icon, right? And we need to place icon. This is an icon element here, and this is going to be a text. I'm going to place a text element inside, and this is going to be also a row, of course. There's going to be a row, column, change the row. I hope you understand the difference between the row and the column layout. So this element is going to, we're going to change it to a Twitter. And to be a Twitter logo, primary color. Let's say this color doesn't matter in the moment. Okay, and then we need to send the data. And the parent group thing, and we need to change it. I didn't set up the data for my container. But it's not a big deal. We can set it really now, and now set, and then we can send the number of followers, right? And going to be a text, and the text is going to be this one. And I'll make it a little bit bold, but a little lighter. And the element is going to be an intertide. This is the intertide. Okay. Let's refresh the page. Okay. Okay, now it's intertide, and it's, let's say, okay. Okay, so now we have a company, and we have some information inside of our group, but we need to set data for current page job roles. Let's refresh the page again. Okay, now we have a data from the number of followers. Okay, and what I'm going to do next, I would like to align this element and make it a little bit in terms of styling better. So you can see there on the left side there is no spacing, and on the top there is no spacing as well, and the card as well itself is not that rounded corners, and the picture is not that big as on the example above. So, and also I will change a little bit of the size of my groups. Okay, I will change it everything at once. So what I have here, I will have a layout. My layout is going to be 0, 0, and fit with the content. Nope, it's not necessary in a moment. And this group is going to be 0, 0. On the left side is going to be, let's say, 10. On the top, 5. On the bottom, also 5. Because I would like to make my card very consistent. Because sometimes when you're retrieving the data, so it can be the name of the company with 5 letters, or sometimes it could be, you know, with like 20 letters. In order to avoid this kind of like 2 or 3 lines of description, it's better to set up very strict rules of number of characters or the length of the group you are placing the data in. Okay, let's refresh the page again. You see it's so much better now, right? So, but my cards, I will make my corners a little bit rounded. Okay, this is my main group, and the roundness is going to be 26, let's say, or 27, and the element itself is going to be, let's say, 55, 55, let's say, and the roundness of this element are going to be, let's say, 22, right? Okay, let's have a look. Okay, you see, it's a little bit better. Yeah, I think it's better. Yeah, it's so much better. Okay, so as you can see there, that the text on the example above is a little bit bigger, and the text below is a little bit smaller here. So it's not a big problem to change the size of a text. The more important is to bring the our current styling in order to show all the elements from my data type, which is almost 11 numbers of 11 entries inside of my data type, and we need to align it in the same way as is shown above. Okay, so let's do that, and this is the trickiest part of our current tutorial. Now we have a repeating group. Okay, and what we need to do, we need to untick the number of rows and number of columns, and we need to change the scroll direction, and the scroll direction should be wrapped horizontally. And let's change the size of our repeating group itself. Okay, it's going to be max width is going to be 1200, right? And the min width is going to be, let's say, 300. And let's refresh the page and have a look what we have. Okay, so now we have the 11 cards, but it's not aligned in a way that we want, right? We don't have spacing between the elements and our cards a little bit wider than we want. So let's fix it. So to change the spacing between the elements, there is a very simple way in Bubble. So we need to set up the row cell gap and column cell gap. Let's say it's going to be 2020, or it's going to be a 1515. I think it's going to be better. So let's refresh the page again. You see that this is the row, this is the spacing 15, the row, and this is the column. This is the spacing between the elements within first column, second, and third. So the spacing between the elements, 15, 15, 15. So the 15 is here, right? This is the 15. I mean, not from the border of the button, from the bottom of the shadow. Okay. So let's move back. And what I would like to do is I would like to change the size. First of all, I would like to make alignment. I would like to change size of our group. I would like to make it 300. Okay. And I would like to, let's refresh the page. And we will see the buttons. Okay, it's great. We have our buttons are a little bit smaller, right? Okay, so what else we need to fix? For me, it seems almost perfect, right? And what else? What do we need to change again? What do we need to change here more? So we can add some margins on the left side, because as you can see, it was not aligned when I set an alignment. I think it's kind of issue because the wrapped horizontally, it's kind of very fresh feature, and it maybe some issues were not fixed yet, and I can use some workaround in order to make to add margins in order to align it right in the middle. Okay, so this is how we can use the repeating groups. We can use the wrapped horizontally, and this is how easy you can build any kind of functionality. So using that, using the repeating group, you can build the cloud of text, or you can build the groups with the pricing or some advantages or testimonials. So repeating groups are everywhere. So you can build it and use it on a daily basis.